Hello. In this video, I will talk about the study ICT as an academic support and computer basic skill at teenager students, developed by Ph.D.
Carlos Arturo Torresgastelu at the Universidad Veracruzana.
The objective of this study was to analyze the basic computer skills of secondary school students in Mexico and to understand how they use ICT as academic support. Through this research, we sought to understand how young people perceive and apply these tools in their schoolwork and whether they truly integrate them into their learning process beyond everyday use. This is a descriptive study with a quantitative approach. A total of 979 students from 2 secondary schools participated, 1 industrial technical school and 1 general school. The average age was 14 years, with a balanced distribution between male and female students. An instrument designed by the Technological Institute of Sonora was used to measure the frequency of use and adaptation of ICT, employing a 5-point Likert scale ranging from never to every day. The results showed that students use ICT mainly for basic tasks such as searching for information, writing assignments, and creating presentations. However, the use of collaborative or academic communication tools, such as forums, chats, or emails with teachers, was much lower. This indicates that ICT is still not being fully utilized as a means of interaction or teamwork within the school environment. This table presents data on how frequently students use different digital tools for academic purposes. For instance, 34.5% never used email to communicate with teachers, and only 12% did so every day. Similarly, around 26.8% never used email to discuss school topics with classmates, while just 13.9% used it daily. Other activities, like participating in online discussions or using chat groups for teamwork, showed a similar pattern. Most students engaged in these activities occasionally, but not consistently. This suggests that ICT use among teenagers is more functional than collaborative. In the continuation of the same table, we see that 22.8% of students never used an email account for sending or receiving messages, while 18% used it daily. Collaboration through blogs was also limited. Only 17.6% reported doing so every day. Meanwhile, participation in online learning communities to share experiences with students from other places was quite rare, with nearly 28% never doing so and just 11.3% participating daily. These numbers reveal that while most students are familiar with digital tools, few use them to build online academic communities. In terms of computer basic skills, it was observed that students are proficient in common tasks such as using word processors and browsing the internet. These are routine activities for them. However, when it comes to more complex tasks, such as handling spreadsheets, using specialized software, or installing programs, their level of mastery decreases considerably. Table 2 summarizes the students' frequency of using basic computer functions. For example, 36.9% used antivirus software weekly, and 28.9% did so daily, showing moderate digital awareness. However, tasks such as installing or uninstalling software were less frequent. 37.4% did it a few times a week, but 16.4% never did it at all. Meanwhile, 46.9% regularly used keyboard shortcuts and punctuation, which suggests familiarity with everyday computer handling. In contrast, more complex tasks like downloading software were less common, with nearly 25% of students doing it only occasionally. This points to practical but limited computer literacy. The second half of Table 2 continues to highlight differences in skill levels. About 40% of students used basic computer tools several times a week, and a similar percentage used word processors regularly. PowerPoint was used by almost 40% weekly, indicating that presentation creation is a familiar task. However, fewer students reported updating software or engaging in online shopping. Only 27.3% updated programs daily, while 38.6% never shopped online. These data suggest that students' digital activities remain focused on academic basics rather than technical maintenance or digital productivity. In conclusion, teenagers' digital competencies are still at a basic level. They are familiar with everyday tools but lack the necessary training to apply them in more advanced educational contexts, such as data analysis, content creation, or collaborative work. It is essential for teachers to integrate more dynamic activities that promote the pedagogical use of ICT. The study also emphasizes the importance of reducing the digital divide through educational strategies and public policies that guarantee equitable access to technology. Only in this way can we form a generation of students with strong digital skills, capable of using ICT as real tools for meaningful learning. This research was developed by Dr. Carlos Arturo Torresgastelu, in collaboration with scholars from Mexico and Europe. We appreciate your attention and interest in this study, which aims to contribute to the development of digital literacy among young people. If you would like to learn more about Dr. Torresgastelu's research, you can visit his official website or academic profiles.